guys? It's Brian. Um, we're gonna do a quick video. First of all, I was just got out of the hospital yesterday. 20 days in the hospital due to a severe infection in my left leg, and ultimately they had to amputate from the knee down on my left leg. Anybody who knows me knows I've been an athlete my whole life. I'm active. This is devastating, but I'm here, right? I'm here. I'm still talking. I'm still moving forward. It's going to be a long road. It's, as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair right now. This is crazy, but guess what? It happened, and I got to move forward. But anyways, let's talk about New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. Well, New Year's Day now. So happy New Year's to everyone. I'm just glad I'm out of the hospital for New Year's. They expected me there till actually February, so I'm ahead of the timeline there. If you're following me or subscribing to my YouTube channel, these new videos are all going to be between 10 and 15 minutes long. We're going to keep them short, to the point. Let's just kind of do a rehash of the 2024 election and why it went the way it did. When pollsters were saying Kamala Harris had a lead, it was tight. It was this one, we know, famous pollster in Iowa stated that she actually had a 3-point lead going into the election on election night there on December 5th, or November 5th. So how did that work out? Well, a double-digit win for Trump in Iowa. Now, why did this all happen? Well, first of all, pollsters are controlled by, the same people the media are controlled by and all this. So if you looked at actually the Trafalgar poll or the Rasmussen poll, they were very accurate. They've been dead on 2020 and 2016, and we're dead right again. And they break out their demographics on each poll that they do, and those are the ones I've gone by, and that's why I've said from the whole time what was going to happen, and it did happen. And I used my information, my evidence came from those polls right there, not from CNN or the Siena poll or even the Fox News poll, because they were wrong, and I knew they were wrong. The Democrats lost because they put out a poor product. Bottom line, Trump won because he tightened up his message. He was on par with what everybody else wanted to do in America, and that was get back to normalcy by getting costs down, by wages going up, by energy costs going down, and basically stopping the flow of illegal immigration, which was one of the biggest things. One of Trump's biggest successful ads were during football, in the NFL football, when he was talking about the and said, Harris is for they, them, Trump is for you. And at first he was made fun of for that ad, on TV. But guess what? When it came down to it, the message was received by people, because people don't want that either. Biological men and women's sports. They're sick of it. It's just another topic. It might not be the biggest thing in the world. There might only be a few in NCAA sports. Like they said, there was only a few athletes. Just like there was only a few apartment buildings taken over by illegal migrants. But anyways, the point is people who have daughters, especially men, didn't want that. And they received that message well, and it was translated to us as Trump is going to stop such, while Harris is going to encourage more. And to say Trump is against transgender people is crazy. He's not. He's against this transgender movement with children and men and women's sports. Those two things. Though you can be against those and still not be transphobic. They'll call you transphobic, but again, we're all used to being called racist and transphobic and this and that, when we're not. Issues that deal with any, so people of a certain color or people, demographics such as trans people that are social issues or political issues that, are an issue within that community doesn't make, and you take a stance, doesn't make you against the entire community. It makes you against that. Just because you're against, something, if you're against guns, say the left, they hate guns, it doesn't mean they hate people who, the illegal gun owners, they hate those people. They just hate the fact that guns are out there on the streets and supposedly are killing people. But so just because we're against trans men, I guess it would be trans women, competing in women's sports doesn't make you transphobic. It just makes you against that issue. And that message, again, was received well by America, by the voters. Again, the Democrats put out a horrible product. The product was Kamala Harris, and they kind of just threw Biden aside, like we all know, even though he was the only person to beat Trump. So he deserved, whether he win or lose, he deserved another shot at it, and they trounced him. Inserted the least popular vice president of all time, ever, in Kamala Harris. And I said from the beginning, I said, this is a poor product. You can't sell a poor product. You might introduce it with this bright, shiny packaging, and you might make it look good at first, and you might get some buyers quick, but eventually the word's going to get out that this product is garbage. And that's exactly what happened. I don't need to go over all the instances that made her campaign fail and flounder, but when you spend almost $2 billion on people like Oprah Winfrey and Lizzo and Eminem and all these people, literally paying them to endorse you, and you just get smoked like you do, and then you don't know where that money is, it shows how inept you are and how unqualified you were to lead this country. So luckily the voters saw this ahead of time and didn't have to say after the election, oh my God, she doesn't even know where $2 billion went. And she owes her staff money and this and that, she's in debt. Luckily we can laugh at that because she was trounced so badly in the Electoral College, losing every swing state and getting beat worse than any Democrat has since 1988. Again, it comes down to the fact that she was a poor candidate. Again, the Democrats put out a poor product, a faulty product, tried to sell it as this wonderful new product, but the buyers saw it early and more often as it went on. And as it got closer to election day, she missed the L. Smith dinner. Big mistake. When she went on Fox with Bret Baier and tried to attack him when he was asking her basic, simple questions. When she went on The View and couldn't answer what she would do differently than Joe Biden. Faulty product. So again, that is my take on 2024, the election, and why it went the way it did. Trump related to us as Americans on an everyday basis. The McDonald's thing was genius. The garbage truck was genius. He really homed in on hitting the things that mattered most, like the border, the economy, and other little things I spoke about. But he hammered those home. He went on Joe Rogan, which was one of the biggest things, and then Joe Rogan endorsed him. Harris could have done that for free. No money. She didn't have to spend any money. She could have went on Rogan. She made demands. It's going to be 1 hour long. He's got to come to her. He said, I don't think so. He said, no way, that's not how it works. Trump went on, sat there for 3 hours, no bathroom breaks or anything, and just spoke and talked. These are the things that won him the election. Those are the things that lost her the election. A faulty product will never sell. Remember that, whether it's local or national, a faulty product will never sell, and they put out a faulty product. That's it. Thank you.